In the previous module, we learned how to identify and calculate the startup costs. But knowing costs alone is not enough. A business can survive only when it converts costs into revenue and profit. So consider pricing as the bridge between the cost and the income. Even a great product or service can fail if it is priced incorrectly. In this module, we will learn how startups should think about pricing in a practical and structured way. Remember, pricing is not just a mathematical calculation, it is a strategic decision. The price you set affects how customers perceive your brand as well, whether they buy your product or whether your startup can survive or not. If prices are too low, you may attract customers but struggle to cover the costs. If prices are too high, customers may not buy at all. Good pricing balances three things: your costs, the perceived value by the customers, and the prices offered by the competitors as well. Successful startups review pricing regularly instead of treating it as a one time decision. Prices might change based on years. Cost based pricing starts with the unit cost that was calculated in the module 1. Once unit cost is known, a profit amount is added into it. Markup and margin are often confused, but they are not the same. Markup is the amount added on top of the cost, while margin is profit expressed as the percentage of the selling price. For example, if a unit cost of a service is 100 rupees and the startup adds the markup of 50%, the selling price would become around 1500 rupees. If the selling price is 1500 rupees, the profit is 500 rupees, which is calculated at the margin of around 33%. Many startups think they are earning high profit, but they are actually underpricing because they confuse markups with the margin. Not all pricing decisions are based purely on costs. Value based pricing focuses on what customers believe the product or service is worth of. For example, a premium consulting service can charge more because it delivers high perceived value. Competition based pricing looks at what similar businesses are charging as well. This is common in crowded markets. However, blindly copying competitors can be risky if your cost structure is as compared different. Most startups use a combination of cost based, value based, and competition based pricing just in order to stay competitive and be profitable as well. Break even analysis helps startups understand how many units they must sell to cover all the costs. At the break even point, total revenues equal total costs and profit is zero. For example, if a startup has fixed costs of 1 lakh rupees and earns around 100 rupees contribution per unit, it must sell at least 100 units to break even at least. Pricing directly affects how quickly a startup reaches this point. Understanding break even helps founders plan sales and evaluate pricing decisions realistically. Many startups make pricing mistakes, such as pricing too low to attract the customers solely, copying competitors without understanding their costs as well, or failing to review prices regularly. Another common mistake is ignoring future costs such as growth expenses. Otherwise, there may be inflation as well. To correct these changes, startup should calculate unit cost accurately, understand the customer perceived value as well, and review pricing on a periodic manner. Pricing should support long-term sustainability, not just short-term sales. So now we understand how to price products and services correctly. The next step is planning how money will be spent and managed over time. This brings us to startup budgeting and cash planning